Hello everybody hello everybody again. Hope everybody's doing well. Picking up in Jeremiah number 40, 40, 41, 42, 52 I believe, 51, 52 chapters, getting near the end. Later chapters, last number of chapters are longer, so I may only do one chapter at a time. But this video and the next video will probably still stick to 3. Number 41, Jeremiah 40, chapter 40. The word came to Jeremiah from the Lord after Nebuchadnezzar was commander of the imperial guard, the Babylonians, had released him at Ramah. The word came to Jeremiah. He had found Jeremiah. God had found or Nebuzaradan had found Jeremiah bound, or God had found Jeremiah bound in chains among all the captives from Jerusalem and Judah who were being carried into exile to Babylon. When the commander of the guard found Jeremiah, he said to him, "The Lord your God decreed this disaster for this place. Now the Lord has brought it about. He has done it just as he said he would. All this happened because you people sinned against the Lord and did not obey him." So it's the Babylonian commander who's relaying this message. Was saying this to Jeremiah. He's saying, the Lord commanded you people, told you what to do, and you disobeyed him. So now all this suffering came upon your people because you didn't listen to him. So it's a foreigner chastising. Keep saying this about the Hebrews. All this happened because you people sinned against the Lord and did not obey him. But today I am freeing you from the chains on your wrists. Come with me to Babylon if you like, and I will look after you. But if you do not want to, then don't come. Look, the whole country lies before you. Go wherever you please. So he set him free. The Lord speaking through this man to Jeremiah. Might be testing him to see what he's going to do. He says, your choice. You can stay here in this country, or you can go with me. It's kind of like what he did for me. I let me retire and so I get rid of everything, my condo, all my possessions. He said, I can stop this. I have need of you. I need you to go here and there and other places. So he left it to me. I chose him. It's not about me, it's about him. However, before Jeremiah turned to go, Nebuzaradan added, Go back to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon has appointed over the towns of Judah, and live with him among the people, or go anywhere else you please. Then the commander gave him provisions and a present and let him go. So Jeremiah went to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, at Mizpah, and stayed with him among the people who were left behind in the land. And all the army officers and their men who were still in the open country heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, as governor over the land, and had put him in charge of the men, women, and children who were the poorest of the land, that had not been carried into exile to Babylon. They came to Gedaliah at Mizpah, Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, Johanan and Jonathan, the sons of Kareah, Seraiah, son of Tanhumeth, the sons of Ephod, the Taphatite, and Jazaniah, the son of Maachite, and their men. Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, took an oath to reassure them and their men, these men who were left behind, these soldiers who were left behind. This representative, the person placed in charge of them by the Babylonian king, took an oath to reassure them and their men. He said to them, Do not be afraid to serve the Babylonians. Settle down in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it will go well with you. I myself will stay at Mizpah to represent you before the Babylonians who come to us. But you are to harvest the wine, summer fruit, and olive oil, and put them in your storage jars, and live in the towns you have taken over. So, in other words, provide for the Babylonians' empire. And all the Jews in Moab, Ammon, Edom, and all the other countries heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant in Judah and had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, as governor over them. They all came back to the land of Judah to Gedaliah at Mizpah from all the countries where they had been scattered. These all fled away from the hordes of the Babylonian army. Now they're coming back. And they harvested an abundance of wine and summer fruit. Johanan, son of Kareah, and all the army officers still in the open country came to Gedaliah at Mizpah and said to him, Don't you know that Baalis, king of the Ammonites, has sent Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, to take your life? But Gedaliah son of Ahikam did not believe them. Then Johanan son of Kareah said privately to Gedaliah in Mizpah, "Let me go and kill Ishmael son of Nethaniah, and no one will know it. Why should he take your life and cause all the Jews who are gathered around you to be scattered, and the remnant of Judah to perish?" So he's warning his representative, this governor who's placed there by the Babylonians, say, "Hey, I'll go protect your life. I'll get rid of this person who's planning on killing you." But Gedaliah son of Ahikam said to Johanan son of Kareah, "Don't do such a thing. What you are saying about Ishmael is not true, so do not believe in him." Chapter 41. In the 7th month, Ishmael son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, who was of royal blood and had been one of the king's officers, came with 10 men to Gedaliah son of Ahikam at Mizpah. While they were eating together there, Ishmael son of Nethaniah and the men who were with him got up and struck down Gedaliah son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, with the sword, killing the one whom the king of Babylon had appointed as governor over the land. What did they think was going to happen? He'd get control of it? Ishmael also killed all the men of Judah who were with Gedaliah at Mizpah, as well as the Babylonian soldiers who were there. Now he's bringing bad upon all the people, not just him. The day after Gedaliah's assassination, before anyone knew about it, 80 men who had shaved off their beards, torn their clothes, and cut themselves came from Shechem, Shiloh, and Samaria, bringing grain offerings and incense with them to the house of the Lord. Ishmael son of Nethaniah went out from Mizpah to meet them, weeping as he went. When he met them, he said, "Come to Gedaliah son of Ahikam." When they went into the city, Ishmael son of Nethaniah and the men who were with him slaughtered them and threw them into a cistern. But 10 of them said to Ishmael, "Don't kill us. We have wheat and barley, olive oil, and honey hidden in the field." So he let them alone and did not kill them with the others. Now the cistern where he threw all the bodies of the men he had killed, along with Gedaliah, was the one King Asa had made as part of his defense against Baasha, king of Israel. Ishmael son of Nethaniah filled it with the dead. The cistern is a well, to hold water, so he's throwing dead bodies in there. He's not a very bright person, obviously. He's just bent on vengeance. It's going to be his death. Ishmael made captives of all the rest of the people who were in Mizpah, the king's daughters along with all the others who were left there, over whom Nebuzaradan, commander of the imperial guard, had appointed Gedaliah son of Ahikam. Ishmael son of Nethaniah took them captive and set out to cross over to the Ammonites, thinking he's going to be safe there. When Johanan son of Kareah and all the army officers who were with him heard about all the crimes Ishmael son of Nethaniah had committed, they took all their men and went to fight Ishmael son of Nethaniah. They caught up with him near the great pool in Gibeon. When all the people Ishmael had with him saw Johanan son of Kareah and the army officers who were with him, they were glad. All the people Ishmael had taken captive at Mizpah turned and went over to Johanan son of Kareah. But Ishmael son of Nethaniah and 8 of his men escaped from Johanan and fled to the Ammonites. Then Johanan son of Kareah and all the army officers who were with him led away all the people of Mizpah who had survived, whom Johanan had recovered from Ishmael son of Nethaniah, after Ishmael had assassinated Gedaliah. The soldiers, the women, children, and court officials he had recovered from Gibeon. He took them, they went on, stopping at Geruth Kimham near Bethlehem, on the way to Egypt, to escape the Babylonians. They were afraid of them because Ishmael son of Nethaniah had killed Gedaliah son of Ahikam, whom the king of Babylon had appointed as governor over the land. So they chased the one who did this bad deed, and he rescued women and children he'd taken with him. But then they were afraid to stay there because the Babylonian king would come and kill them all, blame them for what happened. So they just wanted to flee to Egypt. Chapter 42. Then all the army officers, including Johanan son of Kareah and Jazaniah son of Hoshaiah, and all the people from the least to the greatest, approached Jeremiah the prophet and said to him, "Please hear our petition, and pray to the Lord your God for this entire remnant. For as you now see, though we were once many, now only a few are left. Pray that the Lord your God will tell us where we should go and what we should do." "I have heard you," replied Jeremiah the prophet. "I will certainly pray to the Lord your God as you have requested. I will tell you everything the Lord says and will keep nothing back from you." Then they said to Jeremiah, "May the Lord be a true and faithful witness against us if we do not act in accordance with everything the Lord your God sends to you to tell us." Okay, they better stick to their word. "Whether it is favorable or unfavorable, we will obey the Lord our God, to whom we are sending you, so that it will go well with us, for we will obey the Lord our God." 10 days later, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. He answered him, So he called together Johanan son of Kareah and all the army officers who were with him, and all the people from the least to the greatest. He said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, to whom you sent me to present your petition, says. This is the answer he has given me. If you stay in this land, I will build you up and not tear you down. I will plant you and not uproot you, for I have relented concerning the disaster I have inflicted on you. Do not be afraid of the king of Babylon, whom you now fear. Do not be afraid of him, declares the Lord, for I am with you. I will save you and deliver you from his hands. I will show you compassion, so that he will have compassion on you and restore you to your land. However, if you say, we will not stay in this land, so disobey the Lord your God, and if you say, no, we will go and live in Egypt, where we will not see war or hear the trumpet or be hungry for bread, and hear the word of the Lord, you remnant of Judah. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. If you are determined to go to Egypt, and you do go to settle there, the sword you fear will overtake you there, and the famine you dread will follow you into Egypt, and there you will die. Those are the two choices they have. Indeed, all who are determined to go to Egypt to settle there will die by the sword, famine, and plague. Not one of them will survive or escape the disaster I will bring on them. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. As my anger and wrath have been poured out on those who lived in Jerusalem, so will my wrath be poured out on you when you go to Egypt. You will be a curse and an object of horror, a curse and an object of reproach. You will never see this place again. So that ain't enough to get you to obey him. I don't know what else it takes. So when he gives you something, direction, choose wisely. If you want something done, do it then and there. Remnant of Judah, the Lord has told you, do not go to Egypt. Be sure of this. I warn you today that you made a fatal mistake when you sent me to the Lord your God and said, pray to the Lord our God for us. Tell us everything he says and we'll do it. I've told you today, but you still have not obeyed the Lord your God in all he sent me to tell you. So now be sure of this. You will die by the sword, famine, and plague in the place where you want to go to settle. So Jeremiah is saying apparently that they're not obeying the Lord. No, he warned them, told them what would happen. They're not obeying him. Now go on to do chapter 43 too. It's short. When Jeremiah had finished telling the people all the words of the Lord their God, everything the Lord had sent him to tell them, Azariah son of Hoshea and Johanan son of Kareah and all the arrogant men said to Jeremiah, you are lying. The Lord God has not sent you to say, you must not go to Egypt to settle there. But Baruch son of Neriah is inciting you against us to hand us over to the Babylonians, so they may kill us or carry us into exile to Babylon. So they're not believing him. So Johanan son of Kareah and all the army officers and all the people disobeyed the Lord's command to stay in the land of Judah. Instead, they led away all the remnant of Judah who had come back to live in the land of Judah from all the nations where they had been scattered. They also led away all those whom Nebuzaradan, commander of the imperial guard, had left with Gedaliah, the men, the women, the children, the king's daughters. They took Jeremiah the prophet, Baruch son of Neriah, along with them. So they entered Egypt in disobedience to the Lord and went as far as Tahpanhes. They took Jeremiah with them, forced him to go with them. They're just digging themselves a bigger hole. In Tahpanhes, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. While the Jews are watching, take some large stones with you and bury them in clay in the brick pavement at the entrance to Pharaoh's palace in Tahpanhes. Then say to them, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. I will send for my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and I will set his throne over these stones I have buried here. He will spread his royal canopy above them. He will come and attack Egypt, bringing death to those destined for death, captivity to those destined for captivity, and the sword to those destined for the sword. He will set fire to the temples of the gods of Egypt. He will burn the temples and take their gods captive. As a shepherd picks his garment clean of lice, so he will pick Egypt clean and depart. There in the temple of the sun in Egypt, he will demolish the sacred pillars, and will burn down the temples of the gods of Egypt. So he just sent Nebuchadnezzar after them, because they didn't listen. The Lord tells you something to do, gives you something to do, gives you direction. Especially if you ask. Don't go to the Lord and ask, Lord. And this is what so many people do. They pray to the Lord, ask Him for something, but when the Lord gives them an answer, they don't like the answer, so they don't listen. I had this with one woman. She was a churchgoer. She was in the church. She says, I've been praying to the Lord for this guidance, what to do. And I asked, what was the prayer about? And I saw the answer clearly. But this is what He's trying to do, tell you. That maybe He's trying to tell me something different. Maybe I should do this. But she didn't want to listen. He gave me discernment of the answer of His prayer, to her prayer. She wouldn't listen to it. So I was like Jeremiah there, sharing it. She asked, when you ask for something from God, you ask for prayer for something, wait for an answer. Don't look for the answer you want. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the answer that you want to hear. So people say, oh, okay, I'm not going to listen to God because He didn't answer my prayer. Yeah, He did. Sometimes usually the answer is no, or not what you wanted to hear. So that's why people walk away from God. They go to a different church. Or they go to another church and stop going to church because they're not hearing what they want to hear. It's not about you. It's about Him, what He needs of you, what He needs you to do, what He needs for Him, for you to do for Him. As John Kennedy said years ago in a speech in Berlin, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Ask not what God can do for you, ask what you can do for Him. It's not about you. It's all about Him. Peace of Christ. God bless.